I'm Katrina, and this is Sew and Tare. And by the time you have your, by the time you watch this, tomorrow is going to be Halloween. So, I have some pumpkins here. I did not grow these. We had challenge in my work for a pumpkin carving contest, and so I'm going to be sharing my process with you. So, a $10 limit for the pumpkins. So I have this fun thing, and I have this other one. I did not grow these. Yeah, bought these at Safeway. But I have two. I'll show you why. They sent us this kind of ridiculous kit, and it has what look like deadly tools. So we're gonna see what works, what doesn't. I don't know. So let's see. To cut the top off, I don't know, maybe we use a regular knife, but I'm gonna try this little implement. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this part on top. So I want the top to be, let's see, approximately this big. Let's see if this works. Looks like it works. When you are doing pumpkins, and you have animals, most of your animals can have the pumpkin. So keep that in mind when you're doing these things. And you can share the guts with them, the seeds with them, and even after the fact, you can share your jack-o'-lantern with them. So far I would prefer a regular knife over this, for this part. Didn't come with any instructions. I'll put a link to the kit down on for the Amazon down in the description if you're wanting one as intricate as this. So when I do pumpkins, that smells really good. I like to do pumpkins that I'm going to be more likely to eat, which means I keep my jack-o'-lantern in the refrigerator after it's cut and before Halloween, put out for Halloween, and then you can eat it. So you can eat the ones that they do for jack-o'-lanterns, regular jack-o'-lanterns, but it's not going to be as tasty. So it's better, in my opinion, to get this kind. It smells good. So again, I need a regular knife, but I'm just going to use this real quick. And I have a humongous bowl for all the guts and innards. So, taking that off. And I should not have cut that straight down. I should have cut it at an angle so it sat better, but we can add toothpicks. So there's my top. Next implement that I'm going to use is this, which actually looks like it'll get the job done. And that's for scooping. I'm doing this in the afternoon on Saturday. Halloween is Monday. So I was gonna do it earlier, but we had other things going on. Looks like it's working really well. I'm just scraping it all before I get it out. It's kind of a review of the tools and a share of the process, and letting you know that you can feed your animals all of this. So this pumpkin, and I don't think it had a name. It was, yeah, doesn't have a name. Grown in California, so I don't know what the name is, but if you see one that looks like this, it has some really thick flesh. And you can save seeds from store-bought pumpkins. They might not turn out exactly like the one you bought because a lot of these fields grow more than one pumpkin, but they might turn out close. So it is worth saving the seeds, if not for that, then at least for roasting. And we have a kitty. Hi, kitty. Oh, look at this. We have one growing, guys. Look at that. Well, maybe we'll hold on to that one. You want to try some pumpkin? Come here. Here. Come here, kitty. You want to try it? No? This cat thinks that this is its home, but it is not. So there's not that many strings in this pumpkin, which is pretty cool. And it does actually smell good, so I think it's going to be good when to eat. It was only $8. This was $8, the other one was $1.59, I think. So the little plastic kits that you get at the store for carving, they have a really nice one that works like this. This handle I'm finding is a little too long for the size of hole that I did, but that's just because I did a small hole because I have hands. I'm just giving you guys whatever feedback I have about the kit is. So because this is a thick-walled pumpkin, it has some challenges and advantages, both, when it comes to carving. So because it is a thick wall, you do have to carve all the way through, but it also gives opportunity to have different depths. So like you can have something glowing if you cut only partially through. Yesterday I gave the quail some really old zucchini that had ripened, and they loved it. They would also love the pumpkin. Alright, so we have our shell. Now we need to do whatever we're carving. Now I have an idea. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but I have one idea, and then I have an alternate idea. If that doesn't work, then we'll do the other side. I feel like this case should be made out of something other than material, given the goopiness of the situation. Let's see what this does. Kind of feel like that might need a starting point. Sometimes when I do pumpkins, I put it up on end so I can see what I'm doing. And now I'm looking at this, I don't think there's room for what I wanted to do. So I'm just going to go for it. Guys, that's actually really good raw. That was very good. That was not a surprise. So I think this piece, I'm using the small serrations. That's similar to the pumpkin carving kits that have the little serrated, like that big, and that's like the best cutter. This is gonna be crooked. Alright, I was gonna try and make my logo. It's looking very suspect right now. I don't think it's gonna look like anything, but that's the scale for the logo. So, channel name is Sow and Tare. Sow for sowing seeds, and Tare for balancing scales, so balance in life. So that is what I'm trying to do. Is not being very successful. See, we have this kind of non-sharpened scalpel, a little pick. I don't know what kind of pumpkins these guys think we're doing, but whatever. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Whatever pumpkin this is made for, it's made for a very, very thin-skinned pumpkin. This doesn't look like anything. Guys, this is why I had someone do my logo and I didn't do it my own. I had it in my head, just couldn't get it on paper. That is sad looking. Okay, next up I'm going to see what I can turn this into. So far this is the most useful tool. Let's try the other ones. Maybe we'll have a stabby stab tool here. Alright, I'm going to do like a bunch of flowers on the other side. That was my alternate plan. Let's see what happens here if I... This also kind of looks like they're waxed, the actual pumpkin. I think this is literally just to make a stab. Alright, I'm back to this other one. I don't know what all these little tools are for, but they're not working on this pumpkin. And I don't know why we have to hook this in order to... It seems like there should be a little tiny one, little tiny saw, but that doesn't exist. Okay. I'm just going to do a bunch of flowers. Alright, I'm just cutting a bunch of... This is a stem, here's a petal. Alright, there's my first flower. I feel like the cheap kits, that saw does better than this, and I have more wiggle room to do angles. Like, this doesn't do angles well at all. Alright, let's try tulip. Yeah, precision is really hard with this. I'm gonna try this again. I don't think it'll work, but we'll try. This is the little scalpel looking one. So, I guess it is good to kind of line out your lines. Let's see if it's good for cutting. I think it might be if you had a thinner one. A thinner skinned pumpkin. Okay, the only thing with this is that if you have a thick pumpkin, it doesn't go all the way through. It's like it looks like it's done, but it's really not. So you still have to go in with this. What I found in the past is actually the best knife to use on a pumpkin is a drywall knife. You can see how thick that is. It smells so good though. Okay, what else is here? I don't even know what these points are for. Alright, I've tried a couple different things. Silly tulip, silly flower, ridiculous scale. Let's try over here. Ooh, we have a rotted area. Let's try something that we can get a glow through. So it looks like this one's a little mini scooper. It's like a little mini scoopy scoop. And apparently a spear point that has edges. This is only beveled on this side, not that side. And this one's beveled on this side, not that side. I wonder why. I wonder if this is for stabbing. Maybe it's a drill bit. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's what it's for, is to drill through. I don't know what that was supposed to be. That was just a test. I'm just going to do a typical Halloween face. I'm going to use this little scoopy scoop. Well, maybe I'll use this one. This appears to be the same tool on a different one. It's slightly curved. And then this is a scoop that is kind of oval with a point. Maybe we'll use that. I'm just going to have one tooth in the front. And apparently an extra big smile on this side, because that's how the day's going. And I'll trace it deeper. So I think this tool, it's good for outlining things and maybe using the other tools to follow through. So because I'm doing a shadow, I'm going to try and just cut this in pieces so it can pop out easier. Alright, so there's a little smiley face. But now I need to figure out how deep I want it. So right now it's going to block light. It's probably about that thick. So I'm going to use this scoopy scoop to scoop it out. This is probably how I should have done my logo instead. I would say that this scoop is pretty handy if you're doing something small like this and you're doing the shadow stuff. I think they need smaller actual knives like this one here. Smile is done. Do the same to the eyes and the nose. Alright, there is my smiley face. It's pretty deep. It's, I don't know, an inch in maybe a little short of an inch. So that should glow. I think that's the best feature of this whole thing so far. If anyone knows what kind of pumpkin this is, I'd be interested in knowing, because it tasted good raw, which is unusual for pumpkins. I have flowers, I have a pumpkin face, I have a ridiculous scale. I have 3 more tools I haven't used. I kind of had a goal of using them all. So, what can I do with this green part? I don't really know what this one's for. I thought for a minute that that was going to be like a peeler, because that would have been kind of cool to have a peeler, but it's not. It's beveled on this side and it's beveled on this side. So I really don't know what that's for. It would have been kind of nice to have instructions and be like, hey, this is what this does. Pumpkin. Oh, I know what I can do. I can do a... That's going on the bottom. Oh well. Well, that's not this tool's use. I don't know what this is for. Sorry guys, don't know what this is for. Let me know if you know what this is for. So I'm trying to make a cat's tail. I don't think it's coming out like a cat's tail, but that's okay too. I almost got a knobby pumpkin. I realized that would be really kind of difficult to carve, but those are tasty, the ones with the big knobs on them like that. Okay, there's my cat. It's a little ridiculous. Let's carve it out. Okay, I'm gonna make this another shadow one, so I'm just gonna cut some pieces across, make it easier to pop out. So that just bent this tool. If you're looking for something to pry, this is not it. I'm gonna try and pry backwards and see if I can fix it. Thought it was for prying since it had that pointy end scoop on it, but I guess not. So I guess maybe I should use the flat one to kind of chisel it, maybe. Might work better. Alright, so there's my sad little cat outline. I'm gonna go back to this little spoon thing. Alright, I think that's a pretty good cat. I think I'm going to get a little bit more out of the face. I might even give it an eye. I feel like I'm making an icy out of this moist pumpkin. Alright, so I haven't used this one yet. I'm going to use that tip to make an eyeball. Let's see. Right there? Somewhere right there. There's an eyeball. The head's a little funny shape, but that's okay. So I have one more tool I haven't used. And I could do more on here, but I think I'm gonna go now to the other pumpkin. Now, my idea was to have this sit inside. So, actually that, that level right there might work. So I need to basically cut it off right here, which I guess I'll go back to this tool for. I'm gonna cut it off right here. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I'll try this side. Side works a little better. Well, I'm just gonna kind of score it all the way around and see if I can just break it open. Well, let's try it. There we go. Oh, I could have made that a nose. Maybe I could make that a nose right here. Alright. So, I wanted to put that there as kind of a crest. I was gonna poke holes in it to make it go, like make the light come out, but I don't think that's what we're gonna do. I think it's just gonna be a top. But I can make some holes up there. This is one I haven't used. So yeah, I had that idea of making this a nose. I think the only place I can do that is here. Make that a nose and then a couple eyes up here. Okay, I did get toothpicks. Okay, we got one eye bigger than the other. I cut this off so that I could have a nose. One eye bigger than the other. I just traced it, and then I'm just gonna cut this in. Ooh, this can be ears. I have done that before, is put ears in there, but I don't know that I will this time. This pointy side looks like it breaks it as it goes, which is I think what the other one should do. I don't know what this is supposed to be for. Let's try it. I still don't know. Okay. I also haven't used this. This looks like it's a mini scoop with a little bulb, which I'm not sure why that is. I mean, it works for prying things, but so does most of this. That little one is for much smaller things than what I'm doing. I'm gonna go back to this and just cut it out all the way. Yeah, I don't know about this unnecessary hook, guys. It's a little unnecessary. Alright, because this is green, that's green, I'm gonna give it orange eyes. Let's see if I can maybe do triangle eyes. Alright, time for the toothpicks. Alright. One eyeball here. That looks pretty good, huh? But I am going to make it like that and break the other side so I can put it in. Just gonna slide it in. There you go. That looks pretty good. Alright, now for this guy. I think what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna stab 3 things into it. And see if it fits on there. Well, that one just broke. All right, there's our nose. There we go. I don't even think I'm gonna put a mouth on it. I think that's good enough. And I used all the tools. Just gonna stab in through here. Maybe this is a toothpick pusher. I don't think that's what it is, but it works. And I can fix my poor little scale. I don't know if that's worth it, but we can try. Alright, I'd say that's pretty good. Alright guys, here's my pumpkin. I started trying to make my logo and failed. So, then I made some flowers. Next up was a jack-o'-lantern face that is carved so that it will glow. Next is a kitty cat. And lastly, we have this ridiculous, I don't know, elephant person with a big nose and a hat. So, there's mine. We'll put a tea light in it and light it up when it's dark, just to see if we need to carve any more. But what I wanted to show you is that you can feed all of this to your animals. Now I am going to pick out the seeds. I will show you how to roast them, and then I'm actually going to save some because this is actually a tasty one. We're going to go give the chickens some. This did not have that many guts. Some of the guts dropped on the floor. I don't really feel like going through it for the seeds, so they get those seeds. And then this bowl has all the stuff we cut out, and then there's a bunch of seeds there. What do you girls think? Hmm? Here, who wants to try it? You want to try it? Yeah, oh, you're going to take the whole thing? Hi. I have more. Here, you want that? So I would give this to the quail as well, but they just have a whole bunch of zucchini still from last night. That was a little overripe. Yeah, there's more over here, Rexy. You take some? Oh boy. Good girl, smile. That's my thumb. Your feathers are looking a little better. That is still my thumb. I'm gonna start here. This is a very poor rendition of what was supposed to be my my logo for Sew and Tare, but it didn't work out. There's a scale, there's a little two things to hold things. Yeah, that didn't work out. This is some flowers. Have a tulip, have a flower. That was the next thing. Next is this little pumpkin face. It should glow. Carved it out all the way to the bottom. And then I made a kitty, which doesn't really look like a kitty from that angle. Or any angle. And then I decided to make this wonky face with the orange eyes and the long nose. And here's the lid. I was going to hollow this one out and put spikes in so that, or poke holes in it so that the light would come out, but this is a really hard one. So I didn't quite get there, but I like his nose. Alright, here we go with lights off. Alright, there is my Sew and Tare. You see the little scale's a little bit better now. And I'll do the same order. Here is the flowers. Tulip and a little other flower. I think that turned out good. And then the face. I like how that turned out. So that's cut most of the way through so that you get some shadow through. And this one's supposed to be a kitty cat with the tail down here. Kind of looks like a rat from that angle, doesn't it?
No.
No? Got the little ear here. I even poked a hole through the eye, but I don't think you can see it.
Looks a little bit like How to Train a Dragon.
How to Train a Dragon?
Yeah.
Okay. And here you can just see the eyes because the nose is not light up. But I think they got pretty good eyes.
Yeah.
Give it one more twirl. I think it turned out good. Turned out a lot better than it looks in the daylight. It looks more like what it's supposed to look like than I thought it was going to. But I didn't carve anything on the inside.
The Sew and Tare one?
Yeah.
It looks similar.
I like that one. I think that turned out good. So I hope that you have fun with your pumpkin, have fun with your Halloween, be safe, and if you want to eat your pumpkin, put it in the refrigerator and then just put it out for when it has a candle in it, put it back in the refrigerator and you can eat it. So you can eat it like any other pumpkin. So you can make pumpkin pie out of it, you can cook it up, you can make like country potatoes but with pumpkin. That's pretty good. Yeah. And then also you can ask your neighbors, if you have animals, you can ask your neighbors for their old jack-o'-lanterns because they're likely just going to throw them away. And you can feed your animals with them. Another thing people do is they put out decorations for pumpkins as decorations, and oftentimes they are quite tasty and they just throw them away when they're done instead of eating them. So that's another thing that you can keep an eye out for and say, hey, are you gonna get rid of that after the holidays? And if they say yeah, say, hey, I'll take it. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and please like and subscribe. And I did put the link for the pumpkin carving kit in the description if you're interested. I used all the tools. My hands are orange. Yeah, so have a great day and enjoy the day. Enjoy Halloween.